much again, Dr. Ayodele Oni there. Well, it's time for us to look at our market figures today. And my guest is live in the studio. It's Oladipo Ehindero. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's good to have you. He's an equities portfolio manager, head of trading at Fondron Partners Limited. It's good to have you in, and the market is doing pretty well today.
Yeah, market is good today. So we've had gainers in the market today.
Yeah.
We've had ETI. They've done very well today. They gained 5 naira today.
5 naira?
5 naira 10 kobo today. So we've had, then we had Computer Warehouse Group, which is having their AGM tomorrow.
Okay.
In Lekki tomorrow, which is going to be quite interesting.
I think Dangote Cement is having theirs today.
No, not today. Not today.
There's one today somewhere in Lekki.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Yes,
I'm not sure.
Yes, one in Lekki. I confirmed it. Go
today,
ahead.
Okay,
we are covering, yes.
Yeah. For Computer Warehouse Group, this is a group that is very crucial to what's happening in Computer Warehouse.
Sugar Refinery AGM.
AGM today.
Yes, AGM today.
Beautiful.
Yes,
I missed that. I missed that.
Yes.
So back to Computer Warehouse Group. What happened is that for brokers, we consider CWG to be the foremost IT company in the industry.
Okay.
Suddenly we are having e-trans that take their place, share price almost equal or even more than CWG, which is not good for CWG. That means that they are not performing as well as they should. Some shareholders are already agitating for a change of management, a change of board management. So tomorrow's meeting is going to be quite explosive.
Yeah.
People are buying shares again at this late hour to participate in the AGM virtually.
Wow.
There was a lot of buying today in the market for, in fact, the share price went up a little today, which is unusual for a stock that is going into AGM. So we expect it to be good tomorrow by 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be there to myself.
Okay.
So to myself. So we're having that. So we have a couple of stocks that we're looking at for the rest of the week.
Okay.
We're looking at Nestle.
Okay.
To do very well. We're looking at MTN. MTN is also good. Some shareholders are agitating that MTN is not doing very well in the sense of recoveries of monies. That people don't pay back this payback, buy now and pay back later, buy airtime now and pay back later. So the lot of debt in that almost about 2 trillion worth of debt.
Wow!
With that particular segment of the product line. And
that doesn't look lucrative. Then I don't think it's something that should.
MTN is a lucrative business. Day in, day out. Even if
no matter the loss.
No matter the loss, it's a very lucrative business, so you can't take that out from there.
Yeah, true.
But they need to be able to account for every part of that business.
Of course.
And we also think, also we think, last time I was in Abuja. So there's this argument that calls are coming from Lagos. It's almost like an intercom today. It's only MTN in Lagos or in the southwest or in the south, MTN to southeast that happen. Lagos to southeast that happen on the MTN network. You try to make data calls from Lagos to Abuja, Abuja to Lagos. It doesn't work. That is not good for a national company. They truly have a national license. Yeah. So we think that if they move up north to Abuja as the national corporate headquarters, they'll be able to manage north and south. They look up north, look down south, rather than being in Lagos and looking south only. Yeah. So we need to manage the optic fiber cable network better. Yeah. So some people are going to agitate, are praying for that. They're talking to the registrars already. I know some of the investors who have done that. So they are praying to the registrar to include that in the agenda for the LGM, for investors for stockholders to vote. Should we move the corporate headquarters to Abuja or not? It might fail, but at least they mention it once. The issue of the waste we have seen, optic fiber cable digging all around Lagos, being cut, being replaced, a lot of losses for MTN, even if MTN can never feel the loss per se, but it's a lot of loss that has to be accounted for. So this is what we talked about at the AGM for MTN coming up very soon. Dangote Cement has an AGM coming up very soon, which is very good. They are trying so hard to improve on the efficiency ratio, that is return on capital. Okay. That is the basic efficiency ratio, which is they're trying to make sure that they make more money, try to make sure that for every naira they spend, they're making quite appreciable percentage out of it, up to 50% for every naira they spend, or every naira of revenue that comes in. Yeah. Profit is like, say, 58 kobo, 60 kobo, which is good for them. Even Alhaji Dangote said so some time ago last year, before he paid the massive dividend he paid last year. I remember. So you can also buy Dangote Cement at this point, very good. I was in Abuja, I talked to Legend Internet, I did a company visit to them. They merged with they bought SpectraNet. So they're expanding. They're expanding their network in Abuja and their presence in Abuja. They have agent pay that they're trying to develop into a pay system, a build-out pay system, which is going to make the overall valuation of the company bigger. In fact, there was an investor who approached me in Abuja and said he wanted to invest 200 million directly into the company and get a company seat or get 3 board seats. But the company said they can't give him 3 board seats, that they'll give him just 1. Eventually, the deal didn't come true. He said he won't take 1, that if he's 2, he will take.
After investing that amount, right?
That amount of money. So, I mean, the prospect is good for Legend today.
But before we move, the Dangote listing, I think we're expecting for the refinery, the petrochemicals, and all.
The petrochemical, the refinery.
Yeah,
itself.
And it looks like it's going to be Pan-African, not just.
Yes, it's going to be Pan-African. It has to be. It has to be because Dangote is everywhere. In fact, the future we see is that after this one is completed, the expansion is completed in Lagos, Nigeria. Yes. They're going to be opening a new refinery in places like Ethiopia, where they have an urea plant. I was there for the inauguration. So it's going to be a good one. Yeah. It's the pricing that matters. Yeah. If Dangote the majority shareholders decide to price it at the upper quartile of the market, meaning that high price, that will discourage the investors because eventually if you price too high, when you list the euphoria of prices going up again will be lower. But if it comes lower into the market, like say a lower price, you list on the market, then you can double the whole capitalization of the stock over time. So is the price that depends on the investment bankers who are writing up who are doing underwriting and doing up the book running and everything. So when we see the final price of per share, per share, we'll be able to say better if it's going to go up exponentially or not. But however, it's a good one for everybody. I'm interested in that share. So we should all be interested in buying. We should all be interested in it. It's Nigeria and it's our own. We should own it. And if you buy it today, you are sure that the plant will be there for 40 years. I mean, the minimum a refinery can stay is 40 years. Power plants, refineries. So you can project for 40 years that you'll be in this market for 40 years, your P ratio for 40 years, your return on equity for 40 years. The reinvestment risk, which is very important. The reinvestment risk means that I enter a stock today or a market today and they promise me 10%. If I exit, will I find 10% elsewhere? But if this offer comes in for 40 years, you are sure that if your return on capital is, say, 20% each year, you are sure that for 40 years you get that for 40 years. So you don't have to exit at a 16-year and be looking at a return of like 16% or 10%, which is lower than your projection over a period of 40 years. So it's good for you to be in the market, especially for Dangote refinery and the petrochemical industry. I must say I enjoyed this conversation, Mr. Oladipo Ehindero. We would like more of you coming around sometimes. This is really interesting. He's an equities portfolio manager, head of trading at Fondron Partners Limited. Mr. Oladipo Ehindero joined us live in the studio. Thank you so much. Mr. Tolu, thank you so much. All right then. Well, that's